All right, so another use for the USPS tube.
Mountain Man. Mountain Man.
Treasures.
Welcome into the channel, guys. My name is Troy. I'm a reseller in Montana. It means I go to garage sales and estate sales. I go to thrift stores. I buy things, bring them home, list them online, and sell them for a profit. And we've got a pretty good amount of stuff moving out here in this video. We're going to tell you what sold, but there's more. When we're done with that, as teased in the front end, or was it that way? I don't know. But as you saw there in the front end, I'm going to show you an entirely new way to make use of the USPS medium-sized mailing tube. You're going to want to stay tuned for this one. It's pretty good. First, let's take a look at what's sold. Kicking off with the trio of pretty cool sales. I'm really happy for these to be going out, especially all at the same time. This is Junji Ito Suichi. I don't know. It's a Funko Pop, and it's sold for $22.74 plus shipping. This is the fourth Funko that we listed out of that big Funko buy before I decided, you know what, we're going to put these on Whatnot and bring them to you and let you get a good deal on them. So those that I listed are now out, and the rest are coming to a Whatnot auction near you. Sold another Flower Fairy from Series 13. This one is the Almond Blossom Fairy. We sold a $45 piece the other day. This one, not quite as good, $23.21. I think an offer that I sent out, I probably had it at about $25 and sent an offer of a percentage off. So that one headed out. Again, paid just $1 for each of these. But the cool one right here, guys, this is CGC 5.0. This is the highest rated signed copy of this particular comic. So this comic has higher ratings, but none that have been signed by Jim Shooter are any higher. So it's a 5.0 cream to off-white pages. You want it to say white pages, right? This was signed by Jim Shooter, Adventure Comics number 340, back from 1966. This is a really cool comic, actually. A fantastic storyline. They actually kill off Triplicate Girl in this one. Well, she was able to make 3 copies of herself, hence Triplicate Girl. One of the copies dies, so she comes back with 2 copies, different superhero name, but they did essentially kill off a superhero in this one, and a key issue for several reasons. Actually, the first appearance of Computo, which he's a little bit more terrifying than he actually appears on there. It's actually a pretty crazy villain. But Jim Shooter, the autograph right there under Superboy, he was a huge influence in the comic world, in Marvel, in DC. He actually wrote as a teenager for these guys. He is a comic legend. And so I picked this one up at an auction, actually, an online auction. I got it for $80. Then I had to pay shipping, and I had to pay the auction fee and everything. About $100-ish. And I think it was $102. Definitely paid up, but it's such a cool comic, such a neat piece of history, frankly. And I accepted an offer of $304 plus shipping for this. So we more than double our investment after fees. Very happy with this one moving out. And a nice little batch to finish out this set of what sold. We got a little prop replica here. This is from Kingdom Hearts. It's the Keyblade, I guess, and accepted an offer of $8 free shipping. Well, actually, they sent an offer of $6. I countered back at $8. They came back at $7. I came back at $8. And then they accepted and paid. So stick to your guns. I mean, it's free shipping, so I couldn't go much lower than that. It was listed at $9.98. So we'll still make a couple of bucks on that. Not bad. We've got the Pepsi shirt going out. This one actually never wound up on eBay. Kyle saw this in the video and said, I've got to have it. He actually wanted both of them, but one was a double X. This one is an XL on the Fruit of a Loom tag. The other is a double X on an anvil. And the graphic is super clean. I love this shirt. This is a great vintage shirt. And so he reached out on Instagram and connected with me, and we're sending this out to Kyle. $12 shipped is what we decided on for that. So pretty cool. We've got, this came from the 50-mile sale that I've got listed already. This is Kokanee. It's Glacier beer. This is an Alaskan brand. And if you see these Kokanee beer tap handles, whether they look like this or if it's a long handle, whatever, this brand is relatively rare. The guy wanted, I think, 25 for it. And I said, hey, you can tell me no, I'm not going to be offended, but I'd give you 15 for it. And he thought about it and he said, what about $17.50? And I had forgotten my wallet in my car, actually. I ran back, got my wallet, came back to pay him, and he said, let's just call it 17, forget the 50. So I'm $17 into this, and it's sold for $46.30 within right about a week. So not bad there. We've got a game. This is Sonic Triple Trouble for the Sega Game Gear. This one sold for $15.99 plus shipping. Got a movie, Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. This one brand new and sealed. I think I paid $2 for this. It was a bit of a fundraiser sale, and so I paid up for a few things at that sale. But I knew when I went in, I had recently sold this for like $4 used. So I thought, you know what, why not? And so I paid a couple bucks for it, and it now sold for $8.99 plus shipping. So we did make a little bit on it. Here we got some PVC figures. This, the Little Mermaid. So we got Ariel in her wedding gown. We got Flounder down there. I don't remember, is it Max? I don't remember the dog. We got the eel, one of the eels anyway. Sebastian's in there. We got all sorts of stuff in this one, and it's a pretty good little collection, and ended up selling that for $13 plus shipping. Another video game, Guitar Hero 2 for the PS2. Not a high dollar, but I priced it to move, and it sold within about a day of listing it. $4.99 plus shipping. Softball bat back here. This is, it's a little bit dirty. I didn't clean, I mean, I gave it a basic cleaning, but didn't really wipe it down. Needs a new handle on it. And so I did price it down a little bit because this is a good bat. I picked it up for $5. It's the Reaper Reap 3 softball bat. You can see it's ASA certified down there, American Softball Association. And a nice bat. This actually normally would sell for about $100. I priced it a little bit lower than that, and did send out an offer the other day. Got a counter offer, and I did decide to accept that. $70 plus shipping for this guy. $5 investment, not bad at all. AC/DC for those about to rock, fantastic album, and a solid sale, $9.98 plus shipping for that. And then we've got the Who. Who's Next? I accepted an offer on that of $13 plus shipping. Pretty good sales, right? I'm really happy with that stuff. We've got low dollar stuff in there. I always do, but we've got a $70 bat. We've got a $300 comic. Very happy with how all of that turned out, especially that comic. You know, it was cool to see that go out, especially when you make an investment. You know, the bat, I spent $5. It can take a while to move. It doesn't bother me. But when you invest $100 in something, you want to see it sell. And so that $100 is not sitting on your shelf. So to be able to move that out and make a nice profit, very happy with that among the things that have sold in this one. So I appreciate you hanging out with me for the What Sold portion. And now, as promised, I'm going to show you, well, as Paul Harvey used to say, the rest of the story. What happened? And I'll give you, because we didn't film the very front end of this, it was a little bit of a crisis moment here in the mountain. Back door was open. The dog-in-law is visiting for the 4th of July weekend, and the two dogs, he and Mountain Dog, were out in the backyard hanging out. And he's a old retired hunting dog. He likes to chase things. There's a couple of squirrels that live in my trees, and he loves to bark at them every time he's over. He's never come close to catching one. This time, I think what happened is old Luke went in the backyard and caught the squirrel unaware. Now, Luke did not see the squirrel because I think it came up onto my patio, and that's where Mountain Dog found it. Now, Mountain Dog wants to be friends with every living creature. He thinks they all want to play with him, and so I think he was just nosing around on this thing because all of a sudden it came into my house. I came through the back door and kind of squirted along the sliding glass door. And then in comes Jaeger looking after it like, where'd the thing go? You know, he wants to have fun. He wants to play. Well, thankfully, the squirrel cornered itself in a corner behind the basket that we use to hang on to the shoes and the cleaning supplies and all that for the Peloton bike. So if it hadn't have cornered itself, this could have been an entirely different story. But because it cornered itself, I was able to sort of block it in there. And it took some time to figure out, how am I going to get this thing out? How am I going to make sure that it doesn't get into the house? Because then we've got a National Lampoon moment.
We can't let it get out of the living room.
Thankfully, I remembered yesterday I had to mail something off in one of those mailing tubes, and it was not quite long enough. So I had to put together another one, chop off the end, Frankenbox them together. I still had the largest section of it sitting out here on my shipping table. And so I told Mountain Mom, I said, you need to go in and get that tube. And so she went and got the tube. I was able to put that against the wall and coax the squirrel from along the wall on this side around the corner, and he went into the tube. I caught the squirrel.
Where's Eddie? He usually eats these things.
Oh, not recently, Clark. He read the squirrels were high in cholesterol.
Then, of course, I needed to get something to put a cap on it. And, well, it ended up being Commonwealth picker style. I grabbed a Tupperware lid and closed that. And then, well, here it is. All right, so another use for the USPS tube. Mountain Dog chased a squirrel into the house, and he's now trapped. We didn't film that part of it because, well, it was sketchy. But I'm going to prove to you that you can catch a squirrel in a tube. Out you go, buddy. He doesn't want to come out. Oh, there he is. Oh. No, he doesn't want. He saw the dog. He doesn't want to come out.
No, that's so scary.
Okay, we're gonna open the other end. All right, so inside our USPS tube, boys and girls, here's our little buddy. Jaeger, get. This guy does not want freedom. I'm at this side of it. You know what? We'll get him out. Okay, so we've discovered that squirrels don't like canned air. It was part of the trapping procedure. So let's see. There he goes. Jaeger, leave him alone.
Lucas!
He's escaped to squirrel another day. Yeah, if only I had the GoPro on during the entire thing, right? I'd actually had it on because I went to an estate sale today, found a few things, taken it off about 20 minutes before that, and I wasn't home long before this happened. So we were really close to having actual footage of the event, but you got the dramatic release. And so now you know, if you get a squirrel in the house, all you need is some Tupperware, a can of compressed air, and a mailing tube from the United States Postal Service.